Right, buckle up, you beautiful degenerates, because today we're diving into the spiciest scandal since last week when another billionaire did something unhinged. Morgan, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make your perfectly pressed blazer wrinkle with rage.
Oh God, here we go.
The White House was literally Elon Musk's private ketamine laboratory, and America's foreign policy was being written by a man whose bladder was more damaged than my dating life after 20 years in sports media.
Tessa, you absolute chaos agent. Before you completely lose your mind, can we acknowledge that we're talking about the man who literally revolutionized space travel while allegedly managing depression with cutting-edge medical treatment?
Cutting-edge medical treatment. Morgan, the New York Times reported this bloke was doing ketamine as often as once a day during the 2024 campaign, mixing it with ecstasy and magic mushrooms like he's running a rave at Burning Man, not advising the president on Iran policy.
But let's be real about what's actually happening here. Elon himself said, I take a small amount once every other week. If you take too much ketamine, you can't get work done, and I have a lot of work. This is a man using FDA-approved treatment for depression while landing rockets and
showing up to the Oval Office with a black eye that he blamed on his 5-year-old son. Morgan, listen to yourself. You're defending a man who literally had a physical fight with the Treasury Secretary inside the White House, gave what multiple witnesses called a Nazi-style salute at a rally, and according to Rolling Stone, his ketamine use was so frequent it was affecting his bladder.
Wait. Let's pump the brakes on the Nazi comparison because that's...
No, I'm not pumping anything. Philip Lowe, his former neuroscientist friend, literally said he gave an enthusiastic Nazi-style salute. And this is while he's co-running Doge, with access to Treasury payment systems processing trillions of dollars.
Tessa, you're cherry-picking the most sensational bits. Look, I'm not defending every single thing he's done, but let's talk about results. Trump himself said Elon's role has been without comparison in modern history. The man is cutting government waste while you're worried about...
While I'm worried about national security, Morgan, federal employees get fired for smoking a joint on the weekend, but this man gets advance warning of his random drug tests at SpaceX, which violates federal contractor policies. And you want to talk about cutting waste?
But that's exactly my point. The system is broken when we're firing people for cannabis while ignoring actual performance. Elon told Don Lemon, from a standpoint of Wall Street, what matters is execution. Tesla is worth about as much as the rest of the car industry combined. So if there is something I'm taking, I should keep taking it.
Did you just quote him saying, if drugs help his productivity, he should keep taking them? While he has top secret clearance, Morgan, his own SpaceX lawyers advised against him seeking higher security clearance specifically because of drug use concerns.
And yet, he's the one who figured out how to make electric cars cool, how to land rockets backwards, and how to
have custody battles with multiple women while posting 51 Islamophobic tweets in 1 month that generated 1.2 billion engagements. Morgan, this man brought his son X to high-profile government events despite custody agreements saying keep the kids out of the public eye. He's fighting Ashley St. Clair for custody of what's either his 13th or 14th child. Nobody can even keep count.
Okay, the family drama is messy, I'll give you that. But Tessa, we're talking about a man who's literally trying to get humans to Mars while battling depression. Dr. Allison Wells, a ketamine specialist, says ketamine now shines as a potential lifeline for those battling severe depression, anxiety, and suicidality.
Oh, so now we're Dr. Phil? Look, I get mental health treatment, truly. But when Representative Mikey Sherrill had to introduce the Drug Testing for Special Government Employees Act, specifically targeting Musk's well-documented history of drug use, maybe, just maybe, we've crossed a line from therapy into techno-feudal lord with shifting allegiances.
Techno-feudal lord? Girl, you've been reading too many think pieces. This is the same man who Sam Harris said shows total derangement of a personality based on social media addiction, snorting ketamine and tweeting at all hours of the day and night. And Harris used to be his friend. Sam Harris also probably thinks pineapple on pizza is a war crime. Look, Elon posted himself, "If drugs actually helped improve my net productivity over time, I would definitely take them." At least he's honest about optimization, while everyone else is chugging coffee and popping Adderall like Tic Tacs.
Morgan. He showed up to a White House meeting carrying a daily pill box with about 20 tablets, including Adderall. Tesla board members reported feeling pressured to consume drugs with him at parties in Mexico. This isn't Silicon Valley optimization. This is a man whose dual loyalty to China through Tesla's Shanghai factory, combined with mind-altering substances, creates the perfect storm for compromised decision-making.
But here's what you're missing. Every single breakthrough he's achieved happened while managing his mental health this way. And honestly, maybe government needs more disruptors and fewer people hiding behind coffee addictions and corporate mediocrity.
Corporate mediocrity. Morgan, Chuck Schumer called it an unelected shadow government conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government. When your defense of someone is at least he's honest about being high while reshaping democracy, maybe we need to recalibrate our standards.
Or maybe we need to recalibrate our understanding of what peak performance looks like in 2025. But fine, Tessa, I'll ask you this. If his methods are producing results that save taxpayers billions, isn't that what we actually want from government?
What I want is for the person whispering in the president's ear about Taiwan policy to not be someone whose friends tried to stage an intervention on a private Hawaiian island because they were worried about his drug bender. But apparently that's too much to ask in this simulation we're calling reality.
Fair enough. Though I have to say, if we're living in a simulation, at least it's entertaining.
Entertaining? Morgan, Azealia Banks got 212,000 likes for calling him a fucking overrated ketamine addict who belongs nowhere near American politics. When Azealia Banks is the voice of reason, we've entered the upside down.
Okay, you got me there. When Azealia Banks is your moral compass, maybe it's time to reassess some life choices.
Exactly. And that, my beautiful listeners, is how you know we're living in the wildest timeline. Until next time, this has been your girl Tessa reminding you that truth is stranger than fiction, and fiction is apparently running the government.
And this has been Morgan, reminding you that sometimes the most effective people are the most unconventional. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and we'll see you next week for another completely unhinged dive into whatever fresh hell awaits us.
Peace out, legends. Try not to do ketamine in the White House while we're gone.